The robots are here, and the robots are talking. Let's have some conversations with AI. This is the Almost Daily ZenCast. Hello, and namaste. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. I am your humble host, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo. Let's get started. Hello and namaste and welcome, friends. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night to you. It is Saturday, February 4th, 6:01 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And after a few technical hiccups, I am coming at you live on Sprecher.com and being distributed on all of the fine podcast platforms, all of which you can select your favorite platform to listen to this podcast by visiting solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. This morning, we're also simulcasting live on live stream mode over there on Twitch TV, Facebook Gaming Live, YouTube Live, D Live, and Nemo TV. So welcome to a brand new segment of the Almost Daily ZenCast. It's going to be joining the cacophony of segments we already produce, including late night thoughts, moments of Zen, and of course, the flagship original, Good Morning Trumptopia. If you're new to the show and you have some curiosity questions about where it's been in the past, please pick your favorite platform to subscribe to the show on, which ranges... Where are the platforms? Let me take a quick look at the Sprecher.com page, which I don't have up and running ready yet. Un momento, por favor. DJ Zed, play us some adventuring new territory. Funky Grooves 101, live to tape, improvised audio asset loop performance on the Remix Live app while we fire up this information channel here. Let me turn off the auto ducking. That was the microphone. I turned off the microphone. Let me turn on the auto ducking, since we're going to auto duck our way through here. So, the Almost Daily ZenCast and its many special segment series, like this new one we're launching today, are available for you to listen to, subscribe to, comment on, and share on the following platforms in no particular order: Castbox, Good Pods, Geo Savan, or Savan, which is spelled J-I-O, capital S-double-A, that's two A's in a row, V-N, that's J-I-O-S-A-A-V-N. You can listen to many fine podcasts on this and all the other ones: Podchaser, Pod Addict, Deezer, Castbox, we've already listed, Good Pods, I think we already listed, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and of course, the home base alpha platform from which it's created and distributed from, Sprecher Podcast Player. If you'd like your comments to be noticed right away and referred to on the most nearest upcoming episode, the best place to do it at is either Sprecher.com/show/ZenCast, totally free to set up your account, or on Facebook. Go to Facebook.com and find the Almost Daily ZenCast official Facebook page, where you'll find the podcast reposted there as a direct link to Sprecher. Either way, those are the two best places to get my attention in terms of new comments. Okay, welcome to the show, folks. DJ Zed's playing in the background. We are talking with OpenAI's, and that's a possessive apostrophe S, as in they are creating it, OpenAI's ChatGPT. You've probably heard of it. Don't get suckered into paying for any app subscription about it, because you can get it totally for free at chat.openai.com. No one's paying me to endorse that, friends. I actually am using it. I endorse it because it works. So, in this segment, we will be having weird, curious, quirky, and quixotic conversations with this chatbot about various subject matter. On today's conversation with Chat AI, we're going to be talking with OpenAI's ChatGPT about making some art with another AI app. Now, OpenAI also runs its own visual graphic creation app, and I've looked at it, and I had already previously gotten really, really comfortable and into using Mambo.art's Dream AI app, and that's where we'll be making our art. We've made some art previously with it. We haven't shared that anywhere. I think there's one or two examples on Twitter and or Instagram stories, but we're going to be making a special gallery page for it over on Behance, and the Behance membership-free clone gallery, both of which you can find by visiting solo.to. So stand by for that. That'll be dropping in the next coming days and or next week. We're going to make some new art by doing the following steps, friends. We're going to talk with OpenAI's ChatGPT about a character which we've either already started developing and describing in the Zeppoverse official collection of stories, which you can read all the currently posted and published teaser chapters from all the different projects over at wattpad.com. And if you want to jump over to the live stream, you can follow along visually. But we will also be doing, as you've probably heard, there are some exclusive rough draft recordings of real life ideas. Please don't steal them. This is all my intellectual property that I posted before. So here's how those episodes work. That's a special segment series of the Almost Daily ZenCast called Wattpad Wednesday's Rough Draft Development. And what happens is, throughout the week, I'll get like a random idea, and I might have one of my preferred audio recording devices, which is either the 6th gen iPad 6th gen, or my phone device, which is an Android Nord Plus 1, which I tragically recently broke the screen on, and I don't have quite enough fluid cache, I think, to replace just yet. Working on that. But at any rate, sometimes story ideas come to me and they just start coming out of my mouth. And in those moments, I try to capture them as raw audio recordings, which I have then subsequently uploaded as rough draft episodes with no music, no introduction, just me, dead air, rambling about the story idea. Now, the live stream component of this is that in the future, we've sort of tested this before, but we're going to do it full bore more and more often in the coming weeks and months. We're going to be listening to those previously recorded audio tapes, and we have some backlogs that we haven't uploaded yet. We'll be sorting those out and uploading them soon as exclusive rough drafts with no music or introduction, other than the ones I recorded in the moment, to the Almost Daily ZenCast. And then we will be listening to them live on video stream over on all the platforms that we referenced over there. And we will be capturing, because all those ideas that come out of my mouth, I can't write down. If it's coming out of my mouth, I can't write it down. So thus the audio recording. So we're going to be listening to them again, discussing them, and writing them down. And then in future episodes of conversations with AI, with Chat AI, we're going to be taking some of that text and asking the Chat AI to develop more text based on what I've submitted, which will then be reintegrated into what was previously a rough draft, and then it will finally get published as new pages and chapters over on Wattpad.com. So you're part of the alpha audience, friends. If you're listening to the sound of my voice right now, get involved, jump in the conversation, follow all the social medias, head on over to solo.to/Mr. Zeppo, catch up on the currently existing sample chapter pages over on Wattpad, catch up on the 6 years of podcasts. But if you're particularly interested in this particular thread, focus on the rough draft episodes and any episodes where I'm explaining the Zeppoverse. There's many, many themes and many, many branches to my podcast. You can listen to it in any order that you want. One way that I think people might find interesting is to pick one of the subseries and kind of jump around and listening to several examples of those. Like, for example, listen to a handful of Good Morning Trumptopia episodes, and then listen to a handful of Rough Draft Wattpad episodes, and then listen to a handful of Late Night Thought episodes, etc. All right, let's get started. For those of you following along, let me switch over to my, here we go. Let's put it in this version. For those of you following along on the live stream right now, hello and welcome. Thanks for watching. You should be able to see my ugly mug over here with the glittery laser beam star field background. That's not a special effect. Those are actual laser beams coming out of that device right over my right shoulder, which you cannot see if you're listening to the podcast, but that's just the way it goes. Okay, so earlier today, and this is what I've been sort of working my way towards this for a couple of weeks now, but earlier today, while I was still getting my first and maybe not only cup of coffee of the day today, and I try to avoid drinking more than one cup of actual regular coffee, but sometimes you just need it, and this feels like one of those days. I impulsively went to Wombo.arts. I fired up the Dream app, which is not what we're looking at. We're going to look at that right now real quick while we're talking about it. And the slideshow that I was showing earlier is based on previous experimentations with this app. The people on the live stream can now see it. It's a really cool app. For those of you in the podcast who've never seen it before, it is available both on Android and on Apple devices. So check it out. In my humble opinion, after window shopping a few of the other available AI art visual apps, and I have not looked at all of them, and if you know of any that I haven't looked at yet that are really awesome, let me know about them. I will gladly check them out. But of the ones that I encountered way back whenever I started looking at these, when they first kind of cropped up, the Wombo.art Dream AI app is the one whose basic, simple interface I like the most, and whose renderings were super interesting. Now, some people get better results. Your mileage may vary. As you've seen from the slideshow, sometimes this app creates nightmare visions of what the F is going on with that. But sometimes, if you're looking at it now, sometimes the faces it makes are just flawlessly perfect. We're looking at one whose artist did not give it a title. A lot of people forget to title their things before publishing it. And a lot of people don't know that if you don't title it, it just default titles it Dream. And it's right before you hit publish. There's off to the right of the picture, there's a little tiny kind of grayed out text space that says enter name. And I didn't notice it forever. And a lot of people don't notice it. And then you can also select it's a slider widget to whether or not it includes the text prompt that you entered, right? And a lot of people don't activate that. So you can just wonder in mystery what they prompted. But this artist, Simon1967, has a piece called Dream entitled the text prompt that is entitled Dream. The text prompt that they entered is, quote, portrait of the king of the Iberi people, Lagunes region, southern Cote d'Ivoire, West Africa, 20th century, hyper-detailed, photorealistic, ultra-realistic 3D. All right. I've got to remember hyper-detailed, photorealistic, ultra realistic 3D to get really amazing faces. Because that image, if you're looking at it on the video stream, it's gorgeous and it looks kind of real. And that has some scary implications for like so many levels. I forgot to heart it. Yay, heart it. Oh, and there's no follow function. Dear, whoa, that's not safe for work. That's interesting. Some of their, so Simon 1967 has got some art. I just looked at their profile. Hold on. I'm going to switch out so that I don't broadcast this. Now we're just looking, for the video stream, you're just looking at my face. Obviously on the podcast, you can't see this anyways. I was like, hey, I want to follow you. And then I forgot. Wombo.art's Dream AI app does not have a follow system. Dear people at that app, add a simple follow each other system, please. And thank you, quality of life feature request. Anyways, without trying, honestly, audiences, without intending for it to be not safe for work content, I've gotten a error response going, error. We cannot show you this because it might not be safe for work. If you want to see blah, 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 use our totally unrestricted version over in Discord. And I'd forgotten to sign into my Discord. I am curious to see why, if there's a different version of the AI interface that operates on Discord and spits art for you on Discord. And also, that's scary. This reminds me of a real life headline, friends, that I really, really heard recently. I read. I saw. I forget which social media app I was on, but I was like scanning through stuff, and it said, and I'm trying to quote it, but I'm probably badly paraphrasing the headline, but it read something along the lines of, in 2023 and or 4 and or 5, the number was severely blurred because I broke my screen. But in some year in the not too distant future, 2023, 23, 24, 26, 28, and I forget what percentage. At first I thought it said 50%, but it was actually maybe like 15 or 5. Some relatively low, but also alarmingly larger than you'd think it would be, percentage of, and I swear to you, I do not subscribe to any OnlyFans. I have plenty of real life acquaintances, friends, and social media acquaintances and or friends that do, and I don't judge. That's a whole other discussion for the corkboard. We've talked about that kind of content before. But the headline, not my people I know having OnlyFans accounts, got nothing to do with nothing. Empowerment to women who want to make money that way, huzzah. As long as it doesn't cross certain boundaries and certain moral, questionable areas, that's a whole nother discussion. We don't want to have that now. Also, if you're underage, bugger off. Don't be trying to get into that, either as a viewer or a participant, obviously. Okay, but the headline was, what did the headline say? By 2020 something, I think it might have been 2028, but it might have been 2023, nearly, let's say it was 5% or 10% of OnlyFans content accounts will actually be AI avatars operated by men. We can have a whole episode discussing the moral quandaries and potential profit opportunities that a man may or may not consider endeavoring in, given that that's entirely possible, given AI, avatar generation, and deep fakes, etc., etc. But also, ew, gross. But I digress. Why did we start? Oh, yeah. Sorry. First of all, Dream AI art, good for you for not letting it render not safe for work or adult content, generally speaking. The free version should definitely not be able to do that. The premium version, I think it should be allowed to do that, but it should be a caveat of having a, quote, private, my eyes only, perhaps, section, because I don't want to restrict other people's rights to make adult, not safe for work content. I'm not here to stream that. I'm not here to make that for public consumption. But, I also don't want to ban it. And I think that the solution, there is already, let's take a look at this. Let's not look at the not safe for work content. Actually, let's go back. Let's leave that alone. Let's go back to my face for the live stream. I do want to look at this person's content because it's interesting that for me, without having asked it for explicit nudity in any way, shape, or form, it's kicked back and without submitting any kind of, because you can submit an image to be influenced, to be based on, and it does not indicate on the final result whether a source image was submitted or not. And it does tell you, please don't submit images you don't have the rights to. And for the record, any and all like model subject imagery that I might be using is either free to use content that I got through a place that gives you license to repurpose it, or the image of real life friends that have given me consent to repurpose their art. And by the way, friends, if you happen to be dropping into checking out this episode and you forgot that we had a conversation, if I'm using your image and you're like, wait, what's he doing with my image? I asked you in DMs. We know each other. I asked you in DMs for permission, probably like longer ago than makes sense. But I did ask you, and you did give me permission. And if you don't like that I've used a particular image, or you'd rather me use a different image, please DM me directly in the ongoing conversations where we talked about it before. Okay. I'm looking at Simon 1967, and there's no lookup method, so I can't tell you, look me up in the community section of this app. So feature request, Dear Dream app, since we all have profiles and we all have profile names, and please add a follow or friend or add feature and follow and add a lookup feature so I can be like, oh, I met somebody that makes art using this app. Let me look them up. It's on their business card. And give it, I don't know. I mean, the extension of that is if we've got profiles, give us a profile link or some kind of widget so I can tell someone I've met, hey, look at my art on this app. If you get on this app and you find me this way, either a link or my name or whatever, please do make that. Okay, so this guy's art isn't all nudity. And like many artists, he has a lot of female figures, but also a lot of abstract figures. But there is a recurring theme of women in brassieres and topless women, which, although I've never asked the app to do that, I have seen, and we'll look at the generation window. There's a little preview window where it sort of like teases you some of the art. It has occasionally said, error, potentially not safe for work content. Please go to our Discord server for that. And also in the teaser blurb, I've kind of seen that. I'm not going to show you this guy's... Well, I'm going to show you something of this guy's art that isn't nudity. Here we go. Here's a nice sample of this guy's art for you guys watching the live stream. And he's got a wide range. He's got some people of both genders in costumes from various eras, sort of like Viking fantasy and sort of like urban dystopian fantasy and also sort of Afrocentric stuff. He's got a couple of redheads, but as you can see, here's a couple where it borders on risque, which is great and fine. And I personally don't have a problem, and obviously I don't mind streaming it. He's got some like steampunk dark purple and green or purple or rainbow haired ladies in like that are like buxom or bosomy, to try to describe them politely, and are showing a little skin, right? There's one definitely in like a bathing suit top, and like how they do sometimes. But they've got candles and they're in libraries and they got steampunky jewelry. There's another one in a corset and a bra top with leather straps. But okay, there's also a cross-gendered male, like the Joker with a transgendery female cleavage. But some of these other arts that he was doing, like here's some really great cat women renders that are like cute and sexy, and and show a little skin the way Catwoman does, but aren't over the top. But at the very top, he's got a few that are explicitly topless ladies in the style of these steampunk girls, which is really weird. I'm not going to show them on stream, and I'm not judging it as morally bad. I just think it's interesting, and I wonder how he got... Sorry, I had to sneeze and I couldn't mute either of the mics. Oh, that was embarrassing. Okay, anyways, all right, we're about to jump into our own art creation, but first, for the sake of timing and the purposes of cleansing of the palate and taking of a toke, let's put on a little bit of DJ Zed music. We just played Adventuring in New Territory. We're going to swipe that off this playlist to force myself to generate new DJ Zed music in the not-too-distant future. We're going to play and not talk through most of the following track. DJ Zed's Fusion Mixology of Sound Intergalactic from the Nameless album, a Future Garage Groove Pad production, I believe. It's either Groove Pad or Remix Live. Those are the two apps that I have been using recently to create this audio fantasy stuff. All of the music here, by the way, for both audiences, is intended to be considered a literary fictional MacGuffin. I'm not pretending to be a musician. I'm not pretending to have made anything that I have not made. And I believe I have authority and rights to use this music on my live stream as described in both of the apps. If I'm wrong, I apologize and I will cease and desist. No need for legal action. Okay, please enjoy this music. Here we go. friends, and we're back. Thank you, DJ Zed. We're going to talk over the rest of your track. No offense. Welcome back, friends. For those of you watching the live stream, we've been looking at a little slideshow of some original Japanese watercolor ink digital art doodles that I've made. This one is a composite, the one that's currently live now on the video stream, that's also been digitally altered after the fact. Anyways, let's get to it. Let's get to the meat of the matter right now, friends. OpenAI's ChatGPT is causing a lot of fuss because it's a super wicked clever chat algorithm thing. Whatever you want to call it. Whatever the correct technical term is, that's what we're calling it. We'll read it. It describes itself quite often because it likes a disclaimer and inform you that it does not have the capacity to feel feelings. The following is truly really a chat conversation I had with OpenAI's ChatGPT. For those of you following along on the live stream, you can see it on your screen. Okay. Put it in. Okay. Here we go, friends. I asked OpenAI's ChatGPT the following question. Can you help me with drafting a quality, detailed description of my made-up fictional characters that will be useful as input as directions for a visual art generating AI? And I will be the first to acknowledge that was probably not the best wording for that question, but it curiously spat out a very useful list of, talking points or development points. Which anybody who's into world building for their own content creation, short story writing, long form writing, role playing games, etc., these are a great set of generic default character development points. Okay? So OpenAI's ChatGPT responded with the following. And boy, oh boy, can I tell you, audience, I really wish that built into it was a text to artificial intelligence robot voice module. There is not. There are probably third-party ones, and they're probably not free, but I don't want to get into it with that. It's too complicated. But here we go. This is what ChatGPT responded to my first question. Of course! Exclamation point. Here's an example format you can use to describe each of your characters. Name, bracket, name of character. Appearance, and then a bullet point list. Age, with the bracket is the descriptor of the prompt, right? Age of character. Gender, male or female. Ethnicity, ethnic background of character. Height, character's height in feet, inches, or meters. Body type, thin, athletic, muscular, etc. Hairstyle, description of hairstyle, length, color, etc. Facial features, description of facial features such as eyes, nose, mouth, etc. Clothing, description of clothing, style, colors, etc. Accessories, other physical characteristics. And then, interestingly, personality. Traits, list of personality traits such as friendly, confident, cunning, etc. Habits, any noticeable habits such as biting nails, twirling hair, etc. Interests, what the character is interested in, such as books, sports, etc. Goals, fear, and it's got examples, backgrounds, and then additional detail. Unique abilities, such as magical powers, special skills, significant relationships, such as romantic partners, close friends, preferred environment, where the character feels most at home, such as the city or the countryside. With this information, you should have a solid foundation for the appearance, personality, and backstory of your fictional characters. Good luck! Exclamation point. I then asked the following follow-up question. Here's where things get interesting. I asked, quote, could you improve and rewrite the following text for the purpose of inputting the description into a visual art generating AI? Now, please note, I did not know about this until I asked it in a previous conversation, which you will discuss in depth, or we'll talk about in a future episode of Conversations with Chat AI. because I'm going to recap. Like, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 other previously saved conversations, and I'm going to do episodes about them. After I've been toying with whether I should just read them, or if I should sort of, a couple of them make sense as a meta conversation. I was thinking about weaving them together, but that's a lot of extra work. Here we go. So the text, this trick, I'd asked it in a previous conversation, and I said, I asked it about collaborating with it to develop fiction. And it encouraged me, like, yes, you can submit blocks of text to me, and I can recommend revisions and or develop further the text. And I was like, I asked it for formatting tips. I forget how I worded it, but I asked it, like, what is the best format to submit a chunk of my original text for your output? And it was like, you can put it in quotes and ask the question before or after. I'm like, oh, cool. All right. It hadn't occurred to me. Okay. So I asked it, could you improve and rewrite the following text for purposes of inputting the description into a visual art generating AI? Here's the blurb I submitted to it, which we'll use in a hot second, and then the blurb it spat back out. Quote, the first one's mine, right? Quote, high definition, comma, very intricate, comma, hyper detailed oil painting, full body portrait of a, and apparently I copy pasted this badly and didn't see a duplicate of a, so of a sultry and seductive, scantily clad female cyberpunk with realistic looking, big, beautiful green eyes. Get your minds out of the gutter. Cyber technology enhancements, funky purple hair, and a fit and curvy body in the style of comic book cover art. All right, I could probably have picked better words for some of those descriptors, but I'm trying to get a stereotypical sort of, and yes, I'm acknowledging that this will have the problematic issue of and feminists will know what I'm talking about, and maybe those who are not familiar with feminism might not, but like the problematic issue of being designed specifically for the male gaze. And it's not because I'm doing it absentmindedly. It's not because I'm obsessed with objectifying the female form. It's because I want to write a pair of characters that are specifically like, I want to write a pair of female characters that are specifically like movie, celebrity, supermodel level hot, and also like hyper intelligent, very self-aware, very capable women in male-dominated fields. And they will comment on and contend with the problematic issue of clothing and or ensembles and or just the objectification of the female body specifically for pleasing the male gaze, because it is problematic. And when left unchecked and allowed to mingle with toxic masculinity, boom, you get all kinds of problematic content. But I digress. I just wanted to address that openly so people understood why I chose certain keywords. Because this is going to be a character that's a real living, breathing person that's going to confront those issues. And I wholeheartedly, totally enthusiastically welcome female feedback and input and suggestions about such a character now and throughout the process. That's why I'm live streaming / podcasting about it. Because I was meant to be a collaborative development writer, and I don't have the capital investment income nor the freebie friends willing to work on this for free to create work collaboratively. Until I do, I'm going to do it as an audience development, content creation, live performance thing for y'all. Okay, so, and I mean that sincerely, and I also mean like that this is like all driving towards work that'll be sort of hybrid fan fiction, hybrid original work, and to the degree that I can get away with using other licensed characters without getting in trouble, I will, and to the degree to which I will be creating my own licensable content, I will. But I digress. Did I read the... oh, no. Here is the paragraph that ChatGPT spat out for me to use. It responded, sure, exclamation point. Here's a revised version. Quote, create a high-definition oil painting portrait of a female cyberpunk with a focus on intricate and hyper-detailed features. The subject should be depicted as sultry and seductive, wearing scanty clothing. She should have realistic, large green eyes, visible cyber technology enhancements, purple hair styled in a unique manner, and a fit and curvy physique. The overall style should be reminiscent of comic book cover art. Arguably, an impressive improvement over my initial clunky paragraph. And here's the way my brain works. Now my brain is hyper excited about that paragraph that's been given back to me after my initial improvised, inspired impulse train wreck of words. And now my brain's like going, oh, let me copy paste that and then type in a few adjustments and reorganize a few things and spat out my own version of this revised version of text, which we might do. But I also want to just see what comes out when I put that particular text in. I wrote back, awesome, thank you. ChatGPT replied, you're welcome, exclamation point. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to ask. Good luck with your project. And then I asked out of curiosity and impulsive, wanting to know, do users often bother to thank you for your output? It responded curiously, a sideways response. And this is what I mean about how it disclaimers about itself. And my face is itchy, so I'm going to, for the viewers watching the video feed, I'm going to switch over to just the iPad screen. It wrote back to my question about users and how often they thank ChatGPT for its output in the following manner. Quote, as an AI language model, I don't have emotions, so I don't experience feelings of being thanked or not thanked. However, it's always, this is hilarious, it's always appreciated, which isn't that technically a feeling? It's always appreciated when users show gratitude, that's definitely a feeling, for the assistance provided. Thank you for your kind words. Let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. Could you draft a... And oh, by the way, I asked the following question and then walked away, so I have not seen the resulting output. So you're joining me in some surprise reading of text here. Here we go. I asked this and then walked downstairs to make the tea right before going live, I think. Maybe. I forget when I walked away. Maybe it was during this last break while we still hadn't started reading the conversation yet. I don't know. But its response, I don't know what it's going to be. And I'm kind of giggly, nervous, excited. So I asked really specifically, because in the middle, as long as the conversation is open and in a tab and it hasn't been purged out, it remembers what you've asked and what, oh God, my nose is itchy, what it's answered. Okay, so I asked it, could you draft a similar instruction paragraph, comma, this time for a different female character, question mark? This new character is petite, comma, stunningly beautiful woman with straight raven black hair, porcelain skin, large, clear, realistic looking purple eyes, and a gothic style sensibility. That was my blurb. And again, what we're going to do to see what happens, we're going to take my blurbs and render some art with it and save them, the ones that are worth using, and publish the best one on the OpenAI community, on the Dream AI community, sorry. And then of course we'll publish the best one on my social medias too. And then we're going to put in OpenAI's ChatGPT's resulting blurb and see how much better the art is. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's the the ChatGPT's response, which I have not read as of yet. I haven't even cheated and looked at what it looks like yet. Here we go. Sure. Here's a revised version. Quote, create a high-definition oil painting portrait of a petite, stunningly beautiful woman with a Gothic-style sensibility. The subject should be depicted with straight, raven black hair, porcelain skin, and large, clear, realistic purple eyes. The overall style should emphasize her beauty while incorporating the dark, Gothic aesthetic. The painting should be detailed and carefully crafted with an emphasis on the subject's unique features and style. Okay, those are wildly different paragraphs than when I outputted. And again, my brain is, creatively speaking, if I may be so bold as to say, and for the video viewers, or actually for the benefit of the podcast viewers on video stream, I'm switching over to my main cam view. It's just the video camera so I can look my audience in the eye with my comically borrowed weed frame. And if you know, you know, it's from a video game. And please don't sue me, video game, for stealing this one little bit of graphic arts that you made, which you probably stole. Okay. What the heck was I saying? I already forgot what I was going to say. Oh, the way my brain works is that, I mean, in sort of joking, wink, wink, nod, nod, you could say that part of my creative brain is its own sophisticated, conversationally improvisational language development AI bot that needs input. And I've experimented with this my entire life because, trust me, for as long as since that movie came out, well-intentioned, loving, wonderful people and a few snarky, sarcastic jerkwads have said to me, either with sincere intent or with joking mockery, you gotta build it and then they will come. In other words, you gotta do the thing by yourself and then you'll get the collaborators that you want. And I'm you guys don't understand. It isn't a matter of wanting something that I can't have, therefore being unable to do it, and that's just a hiccup in my head. I've tested this. I can write on my own. And sometimes it's okay, and sometimes it's great. But it's a tough, slow, arduous, painful, and often cripplingly inspiration dependent or random triggering dependent process. In other words, the image or the words or the flow or the paragraph or the construct has got to explode in my head, unanticipated, unengineered, for it to be at its peak best, right? Or something someone says on the radio, on the news, in line at the store, in a book, a magazine, or something else, some input that I'm seeing, hearing out there in the world triggers the synthesis of multiple other ingredients and then this new output that I hadn't really expected yet, that I hadn't consciously engineered. What I suck at is sitting at a keyboard, typewriter, pen and pencil, screen, and trying to engineer out of whole cloth, out of nothing, as the phrase goes, whole cloth, new content, right? I can do it, but I can only do it by playing the game of feedback loop creation for myself. I have to sort of pull teeth to put down on the page and go, okay, that's what the teeth is. Now, if I move the teeth around, then what does that inspire, right? And I've tested this before. I wish I already had it all in digital format so I could just publish it. I don't. It's still sitting. It's printed. It's sitting on that shelf behind me over here. See that shelf behind me? One of those stacks of paper back there, I don't remember exactly where, is the finished, unpublished, but amateur storefront theater already presented play that I collaboratively wrote with a group of people. And the net result is something I could never have done by myself, and everyone involved personally, authentically admitted they would probably had never have written the way it came out by themselves, ever. And that's because my brain needs to do what ChatGPT does, which is have a bunch of background information, my lived experience, every book I've ever read, every movie I've ever watched, every play I've ever seen, blah, 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 my lived experience as my static database, and then a trigger input. People asking me a question, people saying a bit of throwaway dialogue that triggers me, consciously or unconsciously. And in an ideal world, I would be sitting in a round table with a sacred, geometrically, fractally resonant number of other participants and we're all getting paid, and we all have access to ChatGPT, and we're all like thinking of something, asking ChatGPT for its feedback, and then reading that feedback to each other, and then taking that and spitballing it around, and then, me at the center as the nexus, because I would ideally sit, if I had a circular table, it would be a donut-shaped table with a openy bit so I can sit in the center. And I would have like a reverse lazy Susan for my input devices so that I could twirl around in my chair and like make eye contact with all the people I'm collaborating with, and then like type at the same time, be like, oh, when I'm not typing, and then another device is, there's always audio recording going on. That's the moment I've got a capital investment. I'm hiring 3 people, whatever the right sacred geometry number would be. And I'm building an office, and I'm turning it into a live stream show where we write short stories, opinion articles, and full-on books and movies. I just need... Man, that's why I'm always like, oh, so-and-so blew $1 million on something stupid. Such and such person blew $4 billion. Metaverse just lost $4 billion. No offense, Metaverse. It's bull what you were doing, and it needed to be done, I think, if we really want to understand what we're arguing about when it comes to like cyberization metaverse. Because science fiction alone can only, present to us the fears or the hopes of one artist. We need to actually build it to see what it can be, which is scary. But I digress. If I had half of that, a quarter of that, what's 1% of 4 billion? Let's ask my phone. Wait, real quick. We'll ask. Hold on, we're gonna ask ChatGPT. Duh. Let me switch on the video feed so everyone watching can see. And I'll read it back, obviously, to everyone on the podcast. We'll wrap up the podcast real soon. Let me ask ChatGPT. Come here. I thingamahoo phone. Where's the text? There it is. I kind of want to switch conversations. I do want to switch conversations. I don't want to sully these conversations. New chat. Math question. What is 1% of 4 billion? It should be able to answer this really easily. $40 million, right? Okay, thank you, ChatGPT. Let's go back to AI-generated character descriptions because we still need to copy-paste all that text. All right. Let me escape my mouse back to the main hard desktop. Can you imagine if I had $40 million to blow? Oh, the things I could do, right? And there's billionaires literally just burning money on failed, not so innovative efforts of stuff. And that's great. That's free market economy. You got the money to burn it, I guess. But be ready to deal with the repercussions, and consequences, I suppose. But if I had $1 million, I could make efficiently, low cost, without wasting the money, a job creation effort of creating content of all kinds, and run it out of my house. Dear universe, can we please get magical fundraising income of approaching $1 million to $40 million. Okay. So the first blurb, where's my first blurb? Here's my first blurb. Let me switch this back over here for the video feed. Okay, we're going to, where's copy paste? Come on, copy paste. Oh, I can use it with the mouse probably better. Come here, copy paste. Oh no, that's not mine. That's ChatGPT's. My very first blurb was this one. And it will let me copy paste it. Copy. Now we're going to swap on over to, and this is where it's going to get fun, guys. Thank you for watching. For the podcast audience, I'm going to put on a little music. Tragically, for the live stream audience, well, I guess I could play a little music. Oh, you'll be able to hear it too if I don't talk. All right, so dear podcast audience, here's what we're doing while you listen to this next track. I'm going to make a nice little short one. I'm going to input the first blurb into into wombo.art 'possessive s dream AI app. Let's go ahead. Well, actually, let's just proceed without playing any music. I guess we could play some music. Where could we play some music so that I could hear it? On my phone, where everybody can hear it. Let's connect my phone. Hold on. Oh, God. Too many notifications. Go away, notifications. Do I want to watch any of this? Meditation video? Yes. Everything else can go away. We're going to put on... Where's SoundCloud? Come here, SoundCloud. And we're going to put this on the speaker. I got my delightful Harman Kardon. Cardupi? I don't know how to pronounce it. Oh, you've just been plugged in forever, haven't you? I probably burnt that battery to death. Let me set that up so we can listen to some music while we make this happen. And it doesn't have to be one or the other like I was thinking it would be. Bluetooth device. Yes, here we go. Bluetooth. HK Onyx Studio 2. Make the noise. There's the noise. All right. We're done with that. Now, DJ Z. Start us off with... this is one of my personal all-time favorites. This is. It looks like the title is supposed to be This is DJ Z. Let me show you on my phone. I don't know if you can tell that my screen is broken. But that's SoundCloud, Mr. Zeppo and DJ Z. Go support the show. Let's play this really loud. Hopefully it'll sound good on both podcast and live stream. It sounds great to me off the Harman Kardon. All right. Yeah. We've plopped in the... Okay, not too loud. We plopped in the blurb. And now we got to pick a filter. They've got a brand new realistic version called Realistic Version 2. I'm just going to use that. And we're not going to put in any kind of input image. We're just to see what it creates without any other image added to it.
This is not.
Come on, let me hit create. And it's generating an image. It's going to generate 4 of them, which is super cool. We got the first one. We got a second one and a third one. Okay, we've already got some technical fails. Her hair's supposed to be purple, but most of them, they're green.
This is not a test.
Yeah, I love this track.
This is not. This is not. This is not. Not. This is. This is. This is.
Okay, here's what's going on. We got 4 rendered results. They're all very appealing, although some of them have got some weird flaws and issues. Let's look at them from right to left. The first one, the hair is green, the superhero unitard thing is green, and the hair doesn't match. Like when it disappears behind her arm, it suddenly is coming out in the wrong place, so that'd have to be fixed. It's not terrible though. Her eyes are really creepy. They have no irises or pupils. We're saving that. We're not publishing that one now. The next one, her hair is dark brown, but has a purple twinge, like there's a purple light behind it. Although the background is not purple. She's wearing a green dress with green emeralds and jewels and stuff. She has no visible cyber components, and her eyes are really weird green. The next one's eyes are extra crazy, but the rest of her looks pretty good except one of her hands is just like not really there. So we could probably fix that, especially if we're gonna re-sketch it, like by hand. This last one all the way to the left is probably the best one. Yes, there's no hands, so there's no weird issue. Her proportions are believable. And although her hair and dress are green and not purple, it works. I'm gonna publish that one. Alright, we're gonna finalize this selection. Here's where you name the artwork. If you don't click on that name artwork, then you don't, it's just called name. Green Nemesis. And we're publishing this one. So good times, friends. Now, as this is a very visual art form, it's not as exciting as a podcast. But we just did a podcast to introduce the whole thing. We will be doing more conversations with OpenAI's ChatGPT as a text and audio-only podcast series. And we'll be doing the making art with Wombo.art's Dream AI app as part of the live stream series on an ongoing basis. So come on down and check it out, folks. As always, you are appreciated, friends. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the subscriptions or the likes or the comments. Come on down and follow me on all the social medias. You can find them all at solo.to/Mr. This podcast on Spreaker.com and its subsidiary delivery platforms is now ended. As soon as this DJ Z track is over. Again, we're going to keep making more character concept design art on the live stream. Be sure to explore all the dimensions of the Zeppoverse, friends. And go out there and be good human beings to each other.
This is not. This is ZenCast.
Oh snap, I just put it on camera. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, friends.
This is not.
This is a weed-friendly zone, but I try to avoid depicting it on my live stream. So sometimes I unconsciously forget to turn off the camera. But I digress. That's been this episode of the Almost Daily ZenCast, presenting... TJ said, sorry, I forgot to pause you there. Introducing a brand new segment to the show, Conversations with Chat AI. Please join us for more conversations. On the next episode, which we'll be doing in a day or two, we'll be recapping our prior conversations that I've already had with ChatGPT. And then we'll be embarking in totally new, totally unplanned, unpredictable conversations with it. So join us for that and see what comes out of it. And of course, join us over on any of the live stream platforms to catch all of the AI art that is generated with the text blurbs that OpenAI's ChatGPT helps us to draft. That should be interesting. We haven't done the second one. The first one came out pretty darn good. I guess we might as well should do the second one real quick, huh? Okay. I kind of was going to sign off the podcast, but now I feel like, oops, I really should just do it because we're here. So here we are. We're going to highlight the revised version, and for memory's sake, it reads, create a high-definition oil painting portrait of a female cyberpunk with a focus on intricate and hyper-detailed features. Copy. The subject should be depicted as sultry and seductive, wearing scanty clothing. She should have realistic, large, green eyes, visible... Oh, no, I didn't say purple hair. Okay, so never mind. That wasn't a fail. That was a different instance where I asked for purple hair. I forgot to ask for purple hair. No, I did. Funky purple hair. I guess, oh yeah, purple hair styled in unique manner and fit in curvy physique. Okay, let's see what comes out. I don't know why we got green hair instead of purple. But let's drop this text in. Create a high-definition oil painting portrait. It cuts off because, So we're learning something here, friends. In future, when we ask for prompts, we're going to have to ask for it in 200 characters or less. Let's ask Chat while we're at it, since we're learning that now. Let's ask it to rewrite. Here we go. Oh, we get to put the text in. And we forgot to put a opening quote bit. Quotes. I just totally acted. Oh, whoa! What was that? There we go. That's what we got. All right, here we go. We're gonna ask it now. Could you rewrite this text prompt so it conveys the same important details, but it is only 200 characters in length total? Certainly. Here's a revised version that fits within 200 characters. So cool. Create an oil painting portrait of a sultry, scantily clad cyberpunk with hyper-detailed features. Green eyes, cybertech enhancement, unique purple hair, and fit physique. Comic book cover art style. Very efficient. And I would have struggled to, figure that out because counting characters and picking words is hard to do when you're not a computer. You know what I mean. it's a little trickier to like nail it and get the exact number. All right, so now we've got 200 out of 200 characters perfectly done. We're going to use the same art style filter thing. We're going to not put any input image. Hit create. And this will be the last bit for the podcast. We'll keep doing this on the video feed, so if you're intrigued, come on over to solo.to/Mr. Zeppo and find your favorite platform to follow all of the live stream craziness. Okay. Oh, you should check out these images. These ones came out way better. Saving them all, because you can save all of the variants as raw big pictures, which is the best part. You can only publish one of the 4. It'd be great if you can be like, bum, 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 publish all 4. But I can't. But you can save all 4, which is great for me in terms of I'll be able to use any of these, even though I'm only going to publish one of them. Which one should we publish? There's like a 3/4 full up, like close-up shot. She's wearing a metallic, shieldy, like, cyberpunk green and purple chrome like bra top with Palderons, or what do you call those, shoulder protection gear, and really awesome, really detailed purple hair. And the best green eyes that are actually well-defined eyes in all regards I've seen out of it yet. It looks super cool. So I guess it's really important to always include the instruction detail saying realistic eyes. That one's really great. These all look like they could be the same girl in different time periods of Cybertron. This one's more of a 3/4 pose. Like you can see, the first one was sort of like, not more of a 3/4. The first one was an up close, bust shot, which is what like a statue. You saw shoulders, and sort of a little bit above the waist up. Now this one's more. I got hips and leg a little bit. And it's great, cyberpunk style, purple hair, side shave, kind of not a mohawk, but that side shave, combed over part. That's going to be great for generating alternates and hand drawing, practicing hand drawing this kind of comic book style figure. The third one is also super cool. Hair's over the other direction, green and purple costume. No real like robot parts. I'm surprised to not see more like robot bits on these figures. This one's hands are a little gross, but the musculature on the arms and shoulders is great. So like if I borrowed this, I would have to totally redraw, edit out the fingers of the hands because they're all kinds of wrong. Which one should I publish? I think I'm going to publish. I'm torn. Either the first one or the second one. I have already saved all of them, right? Which one's eyes look the best? The first one. The second one's eyes, although she looks amazing, her eyes look a little mucky. Like if I did nothing else to this image, I would literally open this up in Photoshop, zoom in really uptight to the eyes, very gently and delicately and articulately delete the eyeballs and recreate them myself in hopes of landing better eyes. This third one has pretty great eyes and is a full body shot, but her head isn't shaved. Well, one of her eyes is great. The other one is like, you can kind of ignore it. The first one has the best eyes. The second one has my favorite hairstyle. Oh, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which one to... because I've made an issue of the eyes being really detailed, I'm going to go with this first one, I think, in terms of publishing. All right. Yeah. Finalize. Name the artwork. Nemesis up close. And publishing. Kaboom. Oh, we're going to do one more feature while we're here. There's a premium feature that's super cool that I had to get this. Oh, I guess you can only do it when you're first finalizing. You can watch the art you made as a video. You can save any, if you're paid for the premium, you can save any artwork as the little video of it generating the art. And I can't play it back right now, but I can save it and theoretically watch it here on the stream. Yes, a little 3-second video. Let's see how it looks. It's displaying on the... Oh, it's tiny and it's kind of pointless. Come on, play again. Is it done? It's a shame those fingers are all crazy wrong. It's the cute little preview thing where it comes into focus. 3 seconds worth of video of it. I'll do it in the app from now on. I'll try to remember to do it, to play it once in the app when we render a thing. So there you go, friends. Good times. Please do join us, dear audio podcast friends, for future episodes of this, as we have more weird, interesting conversations with OpenAI's ChatGPT. And please do come on over and check out the Zeppoverse in all of its dimensions by visiting solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. For now, this is your humble host, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo, signing off of Sprecher.com and ending this audio podcast experience. Many thanks and namaste to you all, friends. And please do tell your friends about the show. Until next time, I'm done talking. And that is what I've got to say about that. As always, thank you kindly for listening. This has been the Almost Daily ZenCast with your humble host, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo. Until next time, may peace, love, and grooviness blossom in your heart. The live stream will continue, but this audio podcast is now over. And if you are on Dreams, please do keep an eye out for Mr. Zeppo. That's M-R, no period, Z-E-P-P-O. Peace out, yo.